come this way every night, do you?
From bingo, but never again, not after this.
What about 2:30? Dog starts going mad, pulling his chain.
Could you see what was bothering him?
Didn't bother. He's always bloody barking. If I'd have known, on my own doorstep. Can't you lot do something?
Usual miracle. Everybody knows every detail, but nobody saw any.
Well, every detail, even the rape. But I thought we were supposed to be keeping a lid on that.
Come on, Lou. They're on the central eating on gossip round here. If we don't come up with a suspect nice and quick, they will come up with a few suggestions of their own.
This bloke who attacked you, was he on his own?
Oh, what could he do with a knife at his throat? What could he do?
You didn't see his face at all then, Terry, no? He didn't say anything.
He couldn't fight. Who could? Nobody can blame him for not fighting, can they? Well, perhaps it's better if I wasn't here.
Christopher Manning's, Brazen Gate CID, sir. There was an incident involving one of your neighbours at around 2:30 this morning. Just wondering if you saw or heard anything.
Who sent you around here?
We're talking to everyone on the estate. You heard about the assault that happened out the back there?
Could hardly miss it, could I? One of the neighbours very kindly sent me a note about it.
How do you mean? Any idea who might have sent this to you?
Take your pick. Those that didn't send it are thinking it.
When the hospital rang, it said Terry had been found unconscious. Thought were his mates messing about and he was just pissed again.
Does that happen a lot?
More times than I want to remember.
Any idea where Terry had been drinking?
A couple of places he used to take me, I expect. Might you ask him?
So after the pub shut, he'd go to clubs, him and his mates?
Yeah.
Any idea which clubs?
He can go picking at women, if that's what you mean. It's got his fault screwing around in one of them. It's not the type.
You seem very sure about that.
This is exactly what he said had happened. You lot, you're trying to find a way to blame him?
No, nobody's blaming Terry for what happened. Without some idea of where he went last night, we're not even going to get close to a suspect.
I should never have brought him. Terry were right, we should have just gone home.
I heard someone walking behind me in a hurry, like. And then he hit me, winded me, and I went on the floor. I saw the knife and I thought, he's after me money.
Then what, Terry?
He held me down. Started fiddling with me belt, pulling at me trousers. I thought he's after mugging me, getting money out of my pockets, like.
He didn't actually say out? No threats, nothing like that?
I'd froze by then. I heard him spit. And then he put his hand on me. I shouted out, but he pressed knife harder against my throat. I think that's when he did this.
So he didn't cut you first? He used the knife during the rape?
To keep me still. Stop me from moving. I shut my eyes. And I just wanted it to be over. All I remember is wanting it to be over.
What's going on? How do they know? Who told them, eh?
Please, Terry, let's just get inside.
We've got a much better show than this down at the station this afternoon, you know. Oh, it's a belter. Oh, we've got a police dog display, and there's a brass band, and it's all topped off with a public hanging of a dozen nosy neighbours. Can he interest you in a few tickets?
Right, we're not exactly overwhelmed with evidence on this one. No witnesses,
note from the victim or any of his drinking mates.
Her forensics have recovered some good samples. They're checking them against the DNA register.
Tony, ring round our county comrades, will you? See if they've got out similar in the past 6 months.
Well, if you're thinking the rapist is a serial swinger, sir, he's hardly likely to risk attacking so close to the victim's home turf, is he?
He might have followed Terry Forrest there. It's close enough to town.
There's a gay bloke on the estate worth a closer look, sir.
Hey, will you keep your personal life to yourself, Bruce?
Bloke's name's Chris Mannings. Lives round the corner from Terry Forrest.
Oh, he's bent, is he, Bruce? Better lock him up, then.
Has this Chris Mannings got any previous for indecent assault?
He had a couple of cautions for importuning in the late 70s. Nothing since.
So we're definite this rapist is gay, are we, sir?
Well, what are you saying, Bennett? He might just be a bit short-sighted.
When was the first time one straight bloke had raped another?
Assuming Terry Forrest is straight.
Oh, nice one, Ron. And then he just beat himself up in a fit of self-disgust, did he?
What if he was on the pickup, he got landed with a pair of queer bashers? It does happen.
I was in that interview room as well. I'd bet my spirit level Terry Forrest is straight.
All right, keep on talking to the estate. Ron, Marty, Rebecca, I want you to do a trawl of the gay clubs and pubs tonight.
You better get that frock ironed, Ron.
I am not asking you to dance the okey-cokey with them, but a bit of modern policing wouldn't come amiss. We need their cooperation more than they need ours. Warren, got something different for you.
Hey, up. He's going undercover at the S&M Club.
It shouldn't worry Warren. He's very fond of a hands-on investigation.
Hello, CID. Ron, it's your ex.
Hi, Kath. Yeah, look, it'll have to be quick.
Can I have a word with you about this, sir?
Pretty straightforward, isn't it? Financial shenanigans.
Are you sure this is where you want me putting my energies?
Are you putting all your energies into work, are you, DC Allen? Well, that'll make a pleasant change.
I've been racking my brain. I mean, we all have. But all I know is, we got tanked up and we had a laugh. I mean, I couldn't believe it when she told me.
So you don't remember anything out the ordinary happening when you were in town, huh?
I would have told you. Do you think we like living like this? Scared to let kids out the front door?
Oi, you! I want to talk to you. What all that about you asking what clubs he went to?
Look, Steph, if you want to talk, that's fine, but after you've calmed down.
I want you to stand there now and tell me that you don't think he's queer.
I don't think that, not for a moment. Look, come on, should we go and talk somewhere else?
You're not going in there. I'm not having you in there.
Fine. Fine, come on.
What are you wasting your time talking to us for? You want to be around that neighbour of theirs, Manning. Get him to tell you where he was when it were all happening.
We'll be talking to all the neighbours as a matter of course, sir.
Well, make sure you're doing all. And you best watch your back when you talk to him.
It's your fault. Well, fine till I talk to you about it. No. I just don't want him near me.
Steph, we needed to look at every possibility. That's all I was doing.
God, you disgust me, you know that. You make it dirty. You make me feel dirty.
Just wait.
Been doing a spot of counselling every day, Bennett?
The thing is, polystyrene was never designed to withstand that kind of protracted abuse.
Yeah.
When did it happen, then?
Last night, I was serving in at the bar and I heard this cheering. You'd have thought they'd won the lottery the way they were carrying on.
Any of your customers help themselves?
Why do you think we dialed 999? Because we showed a blue flashing lights for disco. It was like bloody OK Corral in here.
And you've no idea how it got there in the first place, eh?
We're hoping you could tell us.
Some of the notes look pretty new, you know.
Carol, fetch the accounts. I'm not having him standing there making size 12 insinuations. Fetch the books, Carol, before he does any more bloody damage.
So look, where now?
Glamour, over the road.
How many more gay hideaways are there in this city? Last time I saw this many vests were in Marks and Spencer's.
Why does everyone keep pretending this is a normal case?
We've worked on plenty of rapes before, Ron.
Not like this, we haven't.
We'll try thinking of it as an assault. Find that usually helps.
But if that doesn't work, just think of the overtime.
Well, can you remember any incidents over the past 6 months, say, when you felt threatened?
Plenty. You know what made it worse? I knew if I went to the police, I'd get laughed out of the station. Terry Forrest, sorry, doesn't mean a thing to me. What makes you think the rapist is gay?
We don't, that's what we want to find out. So did you get a lot of trouble down here, then?
What sort of trouble?
Nasty kind of stuff. Beatings, stabbings. Blokes that seem to get off on that kind of thing.
If they do, they keep it to themselves. We mainly cater for the vanilla sex crowd.
Vanilla sex?
Gentle, safe, massage, mutuals.
Is there a lot of call for that sort of thing?
So you're saying you don't have any trouble with violence in this club?
Of course, it's a club. Blokes have a drink, have a dance. Some pull, some don't. I'm sure you two know what it feels like to be left on the shelf.
So your punters can get a bit tasty if they don't score, then, is that it?
We're like any other club in the city. Licensed, loud, and law-abiding.
Well, if you're so law-abiding, you won't mind giving us a bit of help, will you?
He's straight, you say?
Far as we know.
Sorry, they all look the same to me. Now, do you mind getting this over with? You're losing me customers.
They'd rather risk having that rapist out there than be seen to help us.
I think we should send Ron back in there. I think he made quite a hit with that barman. Can we just change the subject? All right, Ron, your secret's safe with me.
How long you been running at a loss, then?
It's always quiet first half of the year.
There's nearly 7,000 quid there, son. Now, if you care to prove that's some sort of a tax dodge, then the gauntlet's all yours.
Nobody's accusing you of anything, sir. You called me out. I'm investigating.
Investigating? That's a new word for scratching your ass with a biro, is it?
Can I borrow these, Luke?
Of course.
If you give us a hand to bag that lot up, I'll give you a receipt and take it down the station.
It'll be drinks all round at Mason's tonight, lads.
Hey, if we can't trace who it belongs to and nobody comes forward to claim it, the snooker players might have done you a favour, all right?
It means we get to keep it, Dad.
I'll just fetch some plastic bags, officer.
Yeah, well, if Donna really wants to leave school, Ron, you're going to have to grin and bear it.
Yeah, Kath told me that she's already spending more times in cafes and amusement arcades than she is in class.
What kid didn't wag off at it all the time? It never did me any harm.
It was different in our day, wasn't it?
Hey, mate, stay still, stay still.
Mind what you're touching, Marty, he's bleeding.
Oh, come on, Sergeant Lightning, call an ambulance!
I'll get the blanket while I'm at it.
Oh, what's going on? Somebody thinks they've just delivered us our rapist.
It was pretty obvious someone would have a dig at Chris Manning's. A bit more than a dig, Tom.
So what are we supposed to do, eh? I'll supply an armed guard for everybody on the estate with a Judy Garland album.
Here, I'll have a word with Donna if you want, mate. I mean, I'm practically one of the family at the moment, eh?
Yeah, I was going to have a word with you about that, Marty. Thing is, Jenny's been under a lot of strain lately.
Ain't no problem. I can babysit. You take her out for a few lagers.
Yeah, it's not as simple as that. This isn't easy. I'm sure you understand it. And Jenny's given me an ultimatum.
All right.
She told me this morning, Marty, if you don't leave, she will.
So what did you tell her?
Look, Marty, you're going to have to make it up with Judy sooner or later. Don't tell me you don't love her.
Of course I bloody love her. Why do you think I can't stand to see the damage I've done?
Whoa, if ever a man's tie said fraud squad, that's the one. Real silk and all, man.
Hey, you're getting expensive tastes all of a sudden, aren't you?
What else are you getting gift-wrapped?
Must be some case Eric's awarded you.
Sorry, Bruce. More than my job's worth. Very sensitive material.
All right, come down. Any word on Chris Manners this morning?
The hospital says he's in a stable condition, sir.
Bruce, you talked to him yesterday. Can you shed any light on this?
Well, the whole estate knew he was gay, and most of them had already decided that he'd raped Terry Forrest.
We're definitely talking locals here.
The car that was used to dump him was nicked from the estate.
Well, just because the neighbours turned on him doesn't rule out Mannings as our best suspect, does it, sir?
Which is why I want Bruce and Tony to go and have a chat with him at the hospital.
Hang on, sir. Are we interviewing him as a suspect or a victim now?
Both. There are two cases here, and he's at the centre of the pair of them.
Creative policing. One way of cutting down on costs.
And I want to know the whereabouts of Terry Forrest when Chris Mannings took a pasting. Ron, Marty, go and have a word with him. Lou, Rebecca, check through that list of Terry Forrest's mates. All right. Illuminate my darkness. You getting anywhere, Warren?
Couple of candidates coming to the fore, sir.
You take the paper out to help keep up with your maintenance payments or what?
I've just got to make a quick call. You don't mind, do you?
Mind? Why should I mind? Homeless and jobless in the same week. Cardboard city, here I come.
There it is.
Police, Cappuccino Squad.
What did you have to make a show of me for?
Well, if your dad can't make a show of you, who can?
I suppose she told you where I'd be.
Well, if you mean your mum, then yes. She's concerned about you. We both are.
You're even talking like her now.
Well, maybe she talks more sense than you give her credit for.
So if she's so perfect, then why did you leave her?
Oh, come on, Donna. This isn't like you.
You mean this isn't what you want me to be like?
Look, even if you have decided to leave, don't you think it'd be a good idea to have a bag full of GCSEs after you leave?
The only reason you want me to do well in my exams is so you won't feel bad about leaving us.
When I spoke to you the other day, Mr. Mannings, you showed me a note that one of your neighbours had written.
Got around to taking it seriously, have you?
Have you any idea which of your neighbours could have sent it?
This is what they did to me when I'd done note. What do you think they'd do to me if I started giving out names?
Hey, if you know who did this to you, Chris, then you should tell us and let us deal with it. I don't believe you want them to just walk away.
What I want is my life back like it was before. Things to calm down. If you really want to help me, you'll let me do that.
OK, here's the news, Chris. You're no longer the neighbourhood gay mascot. See, 'cause it doesn't matter whether you raped Terry Forrest or not. You're local, you're gay, and you're about as far as them lot are gonna look.
I won't be bullied. By them or by you.
Terry, do you want to leave off the decorating for 5 minutes, mate?
Look, Terry, I know you've been through a lot, but trashing your house isn't going to help, is it?
It's got to be done, hasn't it? Come on, mate, we'll get you on getting this stuff back in, eh?
No, no! Don't touch it. There's got to be something in all this that's marked me out.
Look, it's not anything you did, Terry. You were just unlucky.
What I am did this to me. And all this is part of what I am.
Is your Steph around? She's not exactly going to be chuffed, is she, when she sees a three-piece suite going up in flames?
She's gone. I told her to. I knew it's what she wanted.
Can you tell us when you started doing all this, Terry?
What's it matter?
Well, it matters because we need to know where you were last night. When a neighbour of yours, Chris Mannings, was abducted, beaten up and dumped outside the police station. He's still in hospital.
This wouldn't have happened, would it? If blokes like him weren't allowed.
Do you have any reason to believe that it was Chris Mannings who raped you? Well, he's angry enough. What do you reckon?
Don't be stupid. The only bloke Terry Forrest is interested in beating up is Terry Forrest.
We've all got troubles at home, Ron. It's practically a job requirement.
I realise that, sir. But I really feel it'd help if I had a bit more time with Donna.
This Terry Forrest case isn't going to last forever.
I know. With my luck to keep, I'd jump at the overtime, but if I'm going to be of any use to Donna, it needs to be now.
You've had a problem with this case from the off, haven't you?
It's got nothing to do with the case, sir.
I think I'd rather hear you say so than hide behind your teenage daughter. Look, Ron, I realise that gay clubs are hardly our natural habitat. Hell, there are men out there who think you're a bit suspect if you use a serviette, but I thought you were a bit more enlightened than that.
It's not what you think. It's just that if it's a lass who's been raped, then I can tell her that she's safe, that I'm there to protect her. I looked at Terry Forrest today. What can I say to him? What can I offer him?
Marty, Lou, got an errand for you.
Not really a vote of confidence in Ron, is it? I mean, take him off the case at this late stage.
I give all the Ron's on as many villains out to dry as the next fella. I tell you, this Uncle Ron act, it's deadly.
It's got its place, I suppose. Each to his own.
Won't be saying that too loud around here if I were you, mate.
A straight man is raped, and the next thing you know, one of your lot gets beaten to paste.
There's always a backlash when that sort of thing happens. We're used to it.
Yeah, but if we find Terry Forrest rapist, then we take away the gay bashers' excuse, don't we? Surely that's what everybody wants.
Still no memories from Saturday night?
Look, I've told you, I can't help you.
All right, fair enough. Oh, you wouldn't mind putting up some posters for us, would you? Maybe jog some of your customers' memories?
Posters, yeah, all right.
They're photos of the rape victims' injuries. We've had them done nice and big. I thought one behind the bar, maybe one in the bog, eh?
How about one over by the disco, Sarge?
Hey, that's a good idea, eh? Where everyone can see it.
Couldn't let us have a couple of drawing pins, could you, sir?
You can't make me put these on display.
Well, I wouldn't want to book you for obstructing an inquiry.
Look, we had a bit of trouble here on Saturday, just on chucking out time.
Oh, aye?
One of our regulars came running back in, said a bloke had threatened him outside.
Well, that must happen all the time.
Me and another barman ran out to see what was going on. And that bloke in the pictures, Terry Forrest, he was out there with his mate, trying to flag down a taxi.
So one of your customers was threatened by Terry Forrest on the night he was raped?
That's not what I saw.
That's what you think happened, isn't it?
Is this your signature, sir?
Aye, it is that.
Every month last winter, you signed out large sums, twice to pay for bouncy castles, once for the hire of a swing boat, once for the hire of 3 pit ponies.
Where's progress, son? I'm no great fan of the things, but kids love them.
In the middle of winter? Well, I thought it'd be a bit cold then, even for kids. A bit unusual.
Is it?
So unusual, I bet if I was to ask other members of your club, they remember something like that, wouldn't they? Eh?
It's club business, son, and as you're not a member, my lips are sealed to further indiscretions.
Your sports team looks a bit more efficient than your bookkeeper.
You name it, we've won it, lad.
Ladies' darts, ladies' bowls, 5-a-side. Practically a trophy a month last year.
Good team spirit.
It's a cheeky little picture here, fancy that. The same day you took the money out for the Phantom Bouncy Castle, you won the Northern Counties Ladies' Darts.
That's a coincidence, isn't it?
Are you off the rape run?
Yeah, Eric nominated me to catch up on the overnights.
Stolen bicycles. Yep. I can see how that must need urgent attention.
Yeah, look, sir, I'm sorry that you've split up. I'm just trying to trace your wife. No, it's about a darts playing, actually.
Boss. Word has it Terry Forrest was involved in a scuffle outside a gay club on the night he got raped.
Where'd you get this?
The barman down at the Glamour.
And why's he only just told us?
Because it involves one of his customers, one of his underage customers.
Get a name?
Jeff Spate is from Manchester.
All right, get onto the Manc lad straight away. Give him a description.
Why didn't Terry Forrest tell anyone about this scuffle?
He's ashamed. Or maybe our Terry's got something to hide, eh?
Oh, come on, Lou. If he had something to hide, why would he report the rape?
He didn't. His wife did. Read the notes.
Yeah, OK. Yeah, thanks. Bye.
I take it fraud has its bad moments, Warren.
How hard can it be to find a bloody lady darts player, eh?
Hope Park Working Men's Club. Is this the fraud case you've been working?
It is.
Pork scratchings, a dozen boxes paid in full. Hey, this is hot. A savoury snack scandal.
Something this big. Am I right in thinking you'd be looking at extradition proceedings?
Bruce, Chris Mannings is being sent home from hospital this morning. Do we still want to re-interview him?
Sure. He's not answered any of our questions. He's still a suspect.
Oh, and we know where he is.
If you need any help at all with all this paperwork.
Yeah, sure. Give you a chance to dust off your joke book.
Chris, a neighbour of yours says that around 2 a.m. on Sunday morning, she heard your front door go. Want to tell me where you were going at that time?
I was walking the dog. Neither of us sleep too well.
Did you see anyone in your walk? Talk to anyone? Meet anyone?
Saturday night, nobody.
And you're sure about that, are you?
Apart from Terry Forrest, you mean, who I just bumped into and decided to rape.
Chris, how are we going to help you if you don't help us?
Look, if this is going to take any longer, do you think I could have an aspirin and a doctor to look at my arm?
Yeah, sure. I'll see what I can do. Interview terminated 3:15 p.m. so that Mr. Mannings can see the doctor. Get the medic up to him. When he's changed Manning's dressing, tell him we want the old bandage. There's got to be enough blood on there to get a DNA sample.
Without his consent? And have the CPS jumping all over us?
All right, lads. Still winning.
Look, we've been given a chance at some material evidence here. What do you want to do? Kiss it goodbye because the ethics are less than radiant? Please, tell me.
Mrs. Forrest. Hello.
I know a bit of Chris Mannings.
Right.
Seen that note before, Kevin?
No.
You've been in court a few times for talking with your fist, haven't you?
They were a bit wild once upon a time, a couple of years back.
But you can see why we might wonder whether or not you were involved in the assault on Chris Mannings, can't you?
Yeah, I can understand that. But no, I wasn't.
Then why did you tell Terry Forrest's wife you were?
Dunno. Maybe it's what she wanted to hear.
Well, was it to cover up for Terry? I mean, it's understandable, he's your mate. He's been through a lot.
Look, thing is, Terry had a bit of a thing about queers anyway. And he didn't need much of an excuse to give him a good hiding.
On your night out on Saturday, do you remember Terry kicking off some trouble outside a gay club?
Trouble? No. It was just a night on the Silly Lemonade.
You don't remember any sort of argument? Scuffle?
No, there were no trouble. I mean, not that I remember anyhow.
I think Kevin Ryan's lying, sir. It's my bet him and Terry Forrest did the kicking on Chris Mannings.
Well, Mannings ain't going to help us, is he? Not now he's found out he's in the running for this rape charge.
Not anymore, he's not Marty. We obtained a DNA sample from Chris Mannings. Doesn't match any of the samples found on the rape victim.
Well, it must be pretty clear when Manning consented to a DNA test that he hadn't done anything.
I take it you did get his consent?
I'm sure he would have done, sir, if we needed him to.
Meanwhile, for those of you working within the law, anybody else got out? What about this Spate lad from the gay club?
Manchester says he's got no criminal record, no driving licence, and he's not on the electoral register.
What do you know? No witness.
Yeah, according to the club owner, it's ambient house night tonight, and Mr. Spate never misses. I've got uniformed lads watching the bus and train stations.
And if he doesn't show up, we just have to hope that this bloke rapes again, and this time he's a bit more careless. Well, that's what everybody's thinking, isn't it?
Sir, what about Ron's idea that Terry Forrest was having consenting sex?
Spoken like a real man, Becky. He was asking for it, was he?
Well, his mate said he had an aggressive thing about gays. What if that aggression was just to disguise his real leanings?
The bloke's been raped, Bennett. He doesn't need you adding to his burdens with your Girl Guide psychology badge.
No, I reckon Rebecca's right. It's got to be worth bringing Terry Forrest back in and going over this club story with him, hasn't it, sir?
All right. Lou, Marty, a bit of coaxing might be in order. And Bruce, there's a recent copy of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act in my office. Seems to me like you could do with brushing up on a few details, all right?
Terry, we've heard that you were involved in an incident outside the club on Saturday night. The night you were raped.
What? Some sort of a scuffle, argument, all over in a few seconds outside a gay club. Ring any bells?
No.
Do you remember walking past the Glamour Club?
Well, I must have done it somewhere at bus stop.
But you don't remember any insults being traded, anything like that? You or one of your mates grabbing someone?
I didn't even remember I passed there till you just reminded me.
Tell you what, if some arsebanders had ambushed me, I think I'd remember an incident outside a gay club on the same night.
You don't know, though, do you, eh? You don't know.
Now, why wouldn't you remember something like that?
Because all I can think about is what that dirty bastard might have given me.
This gay bloke's coming in here to see if you can ID the fella who gave him hassle outside the club that night. Do you think you'd recognise him, Terry?
No! No!
You sure about that?
Some bloke used me like I were no. And then you lot dragged me in here and eat this on me. I'm like you. Don't you see? I'm just a bloke like you.
Mrs. Pollard?
Yes?
Captain of the I thought darts and bowls team.
What is this?
It's police, love. Can we have a word?
Against Hot Park Working Men's, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember now. Threw the ladies' bowls the next month. She had the cash out with the girls.
Didn't worry you at all?
No. What do I need most? Another tin dart player on a plinth or 50 quid in my purse. 2 hours at the wall and which groceries are paid for.
You only got 50 quid?
Yeah.
Well, what about this? What about this new car?
My boyfriend's a car salesman. He's always bringing some home. You didn't really think I got that for chucking a darts match, did you?
Aye, sport's the only pride this place has got left.
You bribed the opposition to let you win. Where's the pride in that?
It's the next best thing to winning.
Thing is, Ernie, you've shuffled £2 out of the books to bribe the sporting fraternity, but you've got £7 insulating your loft.
I've already told Sherlock here I don't know aught about that.
Yeah, well, we've ruled out the bank job.
Are you doing anything Saturday night, son? Only we're short of a comedian to fill in an hour in between bingo.
The thing is, Ernie, now that this irregularity in your books has come to light, we're going to have to inform the Inland Revenue. And they're going to be even more interested in that extra £7 than we are.
Your mate's bilingual. He talks English and fluent shite.
All right, let's go down to the station. Get your code.
It's my money.
What are you talking about?
I've been making side bets on the results.
Since when?
Oh, come on, Ernie. Your own daughter taking side bets on matches you were fixing. Don't tell me you weren't in on it.
He didn't know. I saw what was happening. I didn't want him to know. I was saving up.
Who's this plastic surgery full of? Me or you?
Just because the bloke's a bit depressed doesn't mean to say he's not hiding something.
Terry Forrest is Samaritan's fodder, and with bloody good reason. If anybody deserves the benefit of the doubt, it's him.
We pay to think the worst of people, Marty, not the best.
Had a call from the transport police, sir. They picked up a lad answering Jeff Spade's description. They're on their way.
I'll give you a hand, Tony.
I think Tony is perfectly capable of bringing a witness up the stairs without your help, D.S. Lewin.
What you gonna call this scandal? Trophygate?
I'm telling you, Ron, if Eric wants to punish me for Lucy by giving me the leftovers, I'm quite happy to waste his time by giving him a nice, hefty report.
What's he got to do with Lucy?
Everything. Eric realised he had nothing to charge him with. He had to find another way of pushing my snout in the litter tray.
Can't you just be grateful you're off the hook? Look, if you get into a vendetta with Eric, he's going to pile your desk so out with files, you're going to need grappling irons to get to your in tray.
Betting without a licence. Conspiracy to defraud the revenue. It's a result, Ron.
I've come down for Mr. Spade.
Oh, and you a churchgoer? Is that rose between two thorns over there?
Thank you, Sergeant Neville.
It was about 1:30 in the morning, right? There was half a dozen blokes passing outside. I didn't get it. They looked like straights, but there was this bloke I knew.
Hang on. You knew one of them?
That's what caused the trouble. Maybe if I hadn't been so pissed, I'd have noticed the vibe, you know what I mean? I said, hello. He told me to F off. And when I didn't, he shoved me, right, and grabbed hold of my shirt. I managed to leg it back into the club before it got nasty.
This man you recognise, Jeff, you wouldn't have made a mistake.
No way. When he grabbed me threads, I got a real good look in.
How well did you know him?
I'd seen him a few times, like in clubs over in Manchester, but never over here.
Gay clubs?
Said his name was Dave Whelan.
So you'd only ever seen him around, but you knew him by name?
That's right, yeah.
Jeff, we know you're only just 17. We don't care about that right now. We just want to sort this out. Now, how well did you know this Dave Whelan?
We had sex a couple of times.
This the fruit?
This is the gay gentleman who's helping us with our inquiries, yes.
So, what's with the mugshot?
He reckons he knew the bloke who insulted him outside the gay club on Saturday night.
I got a fiver says he picks out Terry Forrest.
No chance. He's already been past him once.
Oi.
Ooh, a kiss goodbye to that bluey, Bruce.
I've seen Dave.
And you're sure?
Definite. I'd know him anywhere.
Is your daddy around, love?
Dad!
Kevin Ryan, I have a warrant for your arrest on suspicion of rape, assault...
Bloody rabbit, that's all I need. Oi!
Come on, Kevin, mate. We're a bit bloody old to be playing tag, aren't we? Kevin Ryan, I'm arresting you on suspicion of rape. You have the right to remain silent. Get off me arm! Breaking his bloody arm!
Hey, just calm down, Kevin. Take it easy, all right?
Yeah.
okay?
All right.
Yeah? Why don't you stand up? Nice.
All right.
Yeah?
Come on. Now. Okay? That's better, isn't it?
Grab his legs! Grab his legs!
Undo the cuffs! Undo them!
Give me up!
Bastard.
Do you see Hannaford? Hey, you've been taking suspects bungee jumping again.
I think I preferred it when you weren't talking to me, sir.
I'll show you some of my wrestling holds after work if you think it'd help.
I take it under the circumstances your client will consent to a DNA test.
Yes.
So Jeff Spate, a 17-year-old lad that you've been to bed with, says hello to you outside a gay club. Must have been a bit scary, that. Especially if you thought that your mate had seen it.
He saw it.
You think he saw it? So what you do, eh? You attack and rape him. Why?
I had to make sure he said nothing.
Well, it must have worked, because he never mentioned this Jeff Spate incident to us.
Well, how could he go round pointing the finger at me and yelling faggot after he'd let that happen to him? Who'd have believed him?
Aye, good thinking. Of course, it could just be that he never even noticed Jeff Spate saying hello to you.
He noticed it.
Did he tell you that he noticed it? Take the piss? Look at you a bit sideways, what?
No, but I knew he'd noticed.
Kevin, he'd had a skinful. He remembers sod all. The only person who noticed anything was you. And that's because your little secret has been living alone in your head for so long, there's no room left for any common sense.
No. He didn't tell you because he was ashamed.
What's he got to be ashamed of? He held a knife to his throat.
He was ashamed because he enjoyed it.
I have heard that from 100 rapists, mate. It won't wash.
No, I mean, he was enjoying it. While it happened, he got a hard-on.
Kevin, I sometimes get a hard-on from the vibrations on a bus seat. It doesn't mean I want to shag the conductor.
Right runner, wrong rider. Better luck next time, matey.
Yeah, well, at least I stayed till the end of the race, eh? Unlike some.
Lucky coincidence, that. Kevin Ryan's mugshot just happening to be in a catalogue you gave to Jeff Spate.
Yeah, well, sometimes the coincidence needs a little bit of help. Know what I mean, Bex?
Hey, Warren, things must be getting bad. She's come to take you home.
Kevin Ryan cough for beating up Chris Mannings, then?
Expect the solicitor asked for it to be taken into consideration. Don't suppose we get a big write-up in the newspapers for catching a gay basher, do you?
It's hardly the point, is it?
Isn't it? Well, how else do we measure our success stories? You know, when was the last time that you received a thank you letter, Tony? Hmm?
Oh.
Thanks. Where's your tie?
In my pocket.
What are you hiding it in there for?
I've not hidden it, Lucy. I've just been out on a job where tie wouldn't have been a good idea, that's all.
Put it on now, then.
Come on, I've just finished work.
If you didn't like it, you know, you just had to say.
I do like it, Lucy.
Looks like Warren's landed a live one, eh?
Go easy on the jet fuel, Brazil. You're not going to win about stinking of booze.
Why not? I was thinking of booze the first time I did.
Yeah, that was different. She was young, foolish, brimming with rum and coke. This isn't courtship, Marty. It's peace negotiations.
Oi! Lucy, just... Why? Why are you doing
Well,
this?
it doesn't matter, does it? You're already ashamed of me.
What are you talking about? Because I took your tie off?
Tell me you're not ashamed of me.
Of course I'm not. I'm not.
I don't believe you.
I mean, I want to go back to her, of course I do, but I don't know how to play it. Should I go on my knees or as if I'd never been away?
Well, it seems to me you've got a bit more thinking to do before you make that move, mate.
Oh. Ron reckons the longer it goes on.
Marty, come on. I mean, Ron talks a good marriage, but his results are hardly Premiership standard, are they?
What are you getting at?
Look, if you miss time you return, it can make things worse. And then your marriage will be over, mate.
I've got nowhere else to stay.
Look, I'll phone the missus, eh? She can make up the sofa bed. Shall I have another one? Doubles this time, eh? Excuse me. 2 double scotches, please.